Hey there, everybody. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to pick 30 of my favorite 31 hard rock and metal albums of the 70s countdown. We've got 31 days here in the month of July 2023. I have picked out my 31 favorites, 31 hard and heavy albums. Again, we're kind of differentiating this month between what is rock, hard rock and metal, and what is just rock. So it's kind of like there's a very, very fine line. So it'll be really interesting as we go along. But there are certain bands that just won't make this month, right? Because I think they're just more rock bands. They're not really hard rock. They're not really metal, right? They lack that heaviness factor, even though some of their material may rock quite a bit, right? But that's what we're going to do in August. We're going to do my favorite rock albums, right, from the 70s. But to here, we're going hard and heavy. And my pick today certainly is that it's the sixth album from this band, released April 3rd, 1975, recorded at Escape, Egerton, Kent, and AIR Studios in London, England. Produced by their guitar player, Manny Charlton, for Mooncrest A&M and Vertigo Records. From Scotland, I am talking about Hair of the Dog by Nazareth. That's right. Gotta have a Nazareth album in this list, right? There's probably a few that seriously would qualify. I'm a big fan of Nazareth's 70s output, right? But there's something really special about this album. It's their biggest seller, of course, right? Of course, the band, the classic lineup, Dan McCafferty, lead vocals. Manny Charlton, not only did he produce, but he also plays all the guitars, a little bit of keyboards too. Pete Agnew, bass and backing vocals, the only surviving member of the band today. And Daryl Sweet on drums. Additional musicians on this album, Max Middleton, the great Max Middleton, plays a little piano on one song. You got Simon Phillips, does a little bit of percussion on another song. Got a couple backing vocalists here and there. So the album itself, it's a great one. You know, depending on where you live, though, here in the States, their biggest hit was included on this album. That, of course, is Love Hurts, a cover of the Everly Brothers song. Right? But that was not listed on, not included on the UK edition of this album. But the rest of the album, I mean, Love Hurts, classic cover, one of the great covers of all time, right? Big hit for the band. Probably their most noteworthy song, right? But also you got another noteworthy song, title track, Hair of the Dog, Now You're Messing with a Son of a Bitch. Right? That's just, what a great song. What a great riff. Killer track. Dan McCafferty's leathery, venomous vocals. What a great singer. Miss Misery, man. Talk about Brontosaurus stomp, heavy metal right there. That is like, Miss Misery is kind of like Nazareth's answer to Black Sabbath. Crushingly heavy. Then, of course, you got Guilty, right? Another great song. Changing Times. Terrific riff on that one. That's another really good heavy banger on this one. Then on side two, you got Beggar's Day, Rose and the Heather, written by Nils Lofgren, right? So these guys did a lot of covers. But they made them their own, right? Beggar's Day is just absolutely terrific. Again, Dan's vocals just so good. So good. Whiskey Drinking Woman, another kind of heavy blues rock stomp. Please Don't Judas Me, almost 10 minutes long. Haunting, doomy. Great, another great vocal. Just, such a terrific, terrific song. And, just one after another after another. Of course, if you buy the reissues of Hair of the Dog, you get some of the other session tracks like My White Bicycle, Holy Roller, and Railroad Boy. All really good as well, right? Just good, heavy, bluesy, hard rock, right? Great, great stuff. So, charting position for this beast, right? This beast, or beasts, because there's two of them here, in Austria, number 7. Canada, number 20. In Finland, number 14. Germany, 27. Norway, number 6. U.S. Billboard 200, number 17. Pretty good seller here. And as far as certifications go up in Canada, this was a gold seller, 50,000 units sold. And in the States, platinum. As of the last certification, 1 million copies sold. I think I was reading up on this, that over time, this album has sold 2 million copies worldwide. So it is Nazareth's biggest selling album. Not surprising. Again, you had the Hair of the Dog, the title track, has been for decades a strong FM classic rock radio track, and then of course you had the hit single Love Hurts, which was a hit for the band, another enduring radio track, so that has kind of helped sales of this album perpetuate over time. And also through and through, it's probably Nazareth's heaviest album. They had some other ones, Loud and Proud, Razzle and Az is certainly great, No Mean City, Expect No Mercy. There's a lot of really good albums this band had. Close Enough for Rock and Roll. A lot of really good stuff throughout the 70s. And I do want to give another shout out to the artwork, which I absolutely love. Again, not done by Roger Dean. Forget who actually did this. Sure, I can find out relatively quickly. Maybe not. Let's see. Booklet's not going to tell me anything. Hold on. Maybe my info sheet will tell me something here. Let's see. David Fairbrother Rowe. Okay. David Fairbrother Rowe. Fairbrother-Rowe. Excellent. Again, very Roger Dean-ish. Ultimately very cool. Definitely a top favorite album cover for any album or band. That's my pick for today. Nazareth, Hair of the Dog. Let us know what you think of this album down in the comments below, as well as your pick for today. Pick number 30. We're going to work our way all the way up to number 1, which will be revealed on the last day of July. So lots of good ones to come in. Again, I have just a little bit of the rules for myself that I'm following. You don't have to follow. You can follow any rules you want down in the comments. But I'm picking a maximum of 2 albums per any one band. So we're moving down a little notch, right? Because there's just so many good albums from the 70s, hard rock and early metal stuff. Proto metal, all that kind of stuff. It's just, like, again, if I would have done the 3, you got 5 or 6 bands taking up the whole list. That's not really fun, right? Gotta squeeze more excellent albums. And even as is, there's a bunch of great albums that I love from bands that just won't make the list just because you just can't fit them, right? It's torturous for me to leave off stuff that I love. But that's in a way, that's kind of the fun, right? This is like torturous fun doing this, trying to figure out those 31 favorites, 31 out of hundreds. Next month will be interesting too, right? When we're just picking favorite rock albums, right? Just rock albums. So, and again, just for those who have missed it, I am not including Southern rock bands this month. So even though there are a bunch of Southern rock bands, Skinner, Molly Hatchet, Blackfoot, who, their stuff is definitely hard rock and some of it's even approaching metal, because I did a whole Southern rock album month previously, I'm not going to include them in here as well. I'm trying not to be redundant on always picking the same stuff. So yes, Southern rock. If you missed that month, that was, I don't remember how many months ago that was. That was a separate month. I picked my favorite 30 or whatever Southern rock albums. All right, so I'm not including them here. Also, I have made the executive decision, maybe unpopular with some, that I'm not including Rush in this particular month. All right, because Rush was featured heavily in my 80s hard rock and metal. They were featured heavily in my 70s prog, and then I'm like, originally I was thinking, well, geez, I could squeeze Rush into this one too as well, because they have a couple of albums in the 70s that may be just considered hard rock or metal, but they're all pretty prog too, and I'm just kind of like, it's just getting ridiculous. Let's just throw it out there. I love Rush. I was going to have 2112 and Fly By Night or the first album in this list. I decided not to, because it's just like, then all of a sudden I've got Rush in every single list I'm doing, and it's just like there's other albums I want to talk about. So yes, so spoiler alert, everybody. I personally, you guys can include them, which is totally fine. I am not including Rush in this month. All right, I decided I had to make a decision. Does Rush appear on the prog series, or do they appear on the hard rock and metal series for the 70s? I made the decision to go with the prog, because I think they fit a little bit neater in that, even though their music is definitely as heavy as anybody else in this decade. But that's what I decided to do. I know I'm gonna agonize over that decision now that I told everybody about it all month, but it is what it is. We love Rush. We get it. We all do. They deserve to be on this list. They deserve to be on every list. But to kind of mix it up just a little bit, Rush is not going to be included on my list this month, even though, like I said, 2 or 3 of their albums, heck, even 4 or more, easily could be. But I'm not going to. They got the love for me last month and the month before. I'm not going to put them in this month. So there you have it. Visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube all together all the damn time. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And click on that notification bell so you get alerted of all of our content as it posts. And please do hit the like button before you leave. Also down below in the video description, we got the links to our Ko-Fi page for channel donations as well as our merch page. So thank you in advance for all your support there. Let us know what you think of Hair of the Dog down in the comments below as well as your pick for today. And we'll see you tomorrow morning with number 29. All right, we're going to count them down all month. So till then, be safe, everybody. Have a great holiday weekend if you're here in the States. All right, hopefully maybe you got tomorrow off as well. And then we got Tuesday as 4th of July. So if not, happy work day tomorrow. Don't forget, in a little while, we've got Ranking the Albums coming up at you in just an hour or a little under an hour. I will be ranking the catalog of the really cool UK band from the early 70s called Gravy Train. So if you've never listened to the band, you have no idea who they are, watch the episode, learn a little bit, go out and listen to the albums. I think you might like them, especially for folks who like good hard rockin' prog music with big fuzz guitars and loads of flute and it's kind of bluesy, kind of proggy, kind of folky, a little bit everything mixed in one. Really cool band, so check that out. And we'll see you then, everybody. All right, take care. Bye-bye.